serious.
Sir, please leave me alone.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcasts. It's Sunday, December 4th, 2021. And apply the use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but for and the reasonable person standard. But for Mr. Perry doing that to me every day, all day long. Excuse me, my allergies are bad today. But for Mr. Perry doing that to me all day long, every day, constantly contacting me when I've asked him to stop. Not once, not twice, not for a day, not for a week, but for nearly a decade, every day, all day. The man needs an alibi, and his attorney will not understand that. Your client needs an alibi to prove he's doing anything but what I say. Peeping, hacking, bothering, pestering, bothering, causing problem after problem after problem. You know, you guys can't stay off the phone, can you? So that works in our favor. But if you weren't doing that, we wouldn't do the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast, would we? There wouldn't be a $25 million failed cover-up, would there be? Get a life. Get a damn life. Also, we assert all constitutional rights. Mr. Powell's been a busy bee. So we got to address some of that. Listen, I'm tired of the slander. We're all sick and tired of the stalking, sick and tired of the pestering, sick and tired of the slander. And there's about, 40 or so cops that respect my rights and wishes when Mr. Perry refuses to and Mr. Powell refuses to. And so what happens is when I've said this, like, I can't tell you how many times, the other thing everybody's tired of is the same thing having to be said over and over and over and over. And these people do not get it. I don't like Mr. Perry. He's just like this guy, just this pathetic. There's a romance in his mind, clearly, that is not real to me at all. It doesn't exist to me. I don't have any romantic feelings for him. He makes all my skin crawl. He disgusts me. He absolutely just disgusts me. Deep disgust. I resent him for everybody he's hurt, for all the things he's taken from me, for the damage and the ruin he's done to my life. I have no interest in somebody as weirdo as he is. None. It is repulsive that he would even think that. So he'll try to talk to me like he thinks we're a couple. And I'm like, wow, you are something. I don't know where the hell you get this shit, because I've done every fucking thing on the planet that I could do to reject you, to rebuff you, to make you understand I can't stand you. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not in a relationship with you. You're a peeping Tom, and that's the best you'll ever be. You don't have a real romance. There's no date. There's no text. There's no reciprocation. There's nothing but rejection every day. I moved twice to get away from you and to avoid a conflict, just like she says.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
She had to move. I've moved twice. I've sued you 4 fucking times to get rid of you. Can you not take the hint? Do you not know how ridiculous you look? How embarrassing you are making me feel? How embarrassing your family? Why don't you care about your kids? And how you look to the rest of the world. We get that you guys all sit around and lie to yourselves and each other. And you convince yourselves everyone else believes you. They don't believe you. You just look pathetic. You just fucking look pathetic like this man.
Dressed like this. What, are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave me alone.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
Mr. Perry, do not contact me in any form. Do not pester me in any form. Do not bother me in any form. I am not in love with you. I can't stand you. You're making a fool of yourself just like this man. Nobody asked you what you think. No one asks you. You weren't invited to my life in Oklahoma. I came here to get away from you and to not have a fight, a conflict, a drama. You are drama queen deluxe. Nobody can act like you for this long and get rebuffed and rejected for this long with a normal mind and thinks that's cute. You're deviant. You're weirdo. I can't stand you. Get off me. Get the hell off me right now. Stop bothering me. Stop contacting me. Stop hacking. Stop peeping and get a life. And get the fuck out of mine. Just the same way he's commenting on her clothes. He wasn't asked. He was told to leave her alone. When you don't respect my rights and wishes, my guys who do, they go at it. They start working very hard to make this, to end it. So it's over. There's no more invasion of my privacy. I will not be broke again. I will not be harassed anymore. I will not be under threat constantly. You don't have a cover-up. You don't have one. I'll get into this in a minute, but look, this is how ridiculous you look. You look this pathetic.
Don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone. Don't stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again.
When a woman says, I don't want to talk to you, I didn't ask you what you think. What I asked you to do is don't contact me. Leave me the fuck alone. Mr. Perry, when you continue to violate my rights and wishes, 40 police officers who do respect my rights and wishes, they do what you refuse to do, they get busy working. And then I find out what you're trying to do next. For $25 million, or however much it is now, didn't cover up shit. What you're doing is pissing everybody off, same as him. You look this pathetic. I'm not in love with you. I do not want you. I moved twice to get away from you. I wanted no conflict. None. I just wanted to get away from you. I've sued you 4 times. The first time I didn't ask for money, just that you leave me alone.
Hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone.
I don't even want to hear your voice. I don't want to hear your voice. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to call you. Mr. Perry goes around telling everybody she secretly loves me. She's just too afraid to say. She's trying to hint at who is helping her, and I'm just not getting it. No. Delusional. No. You are off your nut. There's not going to be a phone call. There's not going to be a conversation that you're going to want to have with me. I promise you. I don't like you. I said, leave me alone. I've gone through a humongous, tremendous amount of trouble to get away from you. I went through a lot of trouble, Mr. Perry, to get away from you. When I have money, and it's not just that I want to go get my nails done, and instead I got to buy a law book to fight you off me. It's sometimes whether or not I'm going to eat. Whether or not I'm going to eat. Do I eat or do I buy a law book so that I can fight him off me with the legal stick? I don't eat, Mr. Perry. I skip the meal, maybe more than one, so that I can go buy the law book, or I can go pay for copies, or I can go buy whatever I have to do, Mr. Perry, to be rid of you. I've gone through a lot of trouble to get rid of you, to get away from you. Leave me alone. I didn't ask you what you thought, or how you feel, or what you want. I said, leave me alone. You were not invited into my life in Oklahoma. I moved twice to get away from you, to avoid a conflict, to avoid a fight. You've wasted $25 million. It isn't covered up, sir. It is more uncovered than it has ever been in your life. When you fuck with me, that's what happens. There's no reciprocation. You're dumb. You're stupid. Get off me right now. It pisses me off when you contact me because you're ignoring my rights and wishes, the same as that pathetic fool. You're no different. You're delusional. Stop icking the delusion all over me. I'm sick and tired of you. We all are, sir. Why can't you act like a grown-ass man? Everybody gets rejected. Everybody else moves on. Why can't you keep up with everybody else?
Please leave me alone.
cops
Stop!
didn't
I
find out
don't.
about
Stop
Shred.
stalking me.
How long have I been screaming that? Leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please shut up and go away. If you listen to my podcast going back, way back, before her, I'm screaming at you. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. Leave me alone. Get away from me. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. You don't want people telling on you. Get out of my life. We're all sick and tired of you. I moved twice to get away from you. Stalking, sir, is a crime. In all 50 states, voyeurism, hacking, peeping, those are crimes in all 50 states. You're a criminal. Stop. You're being stopped every time we get what you just said. I'm not going to hint at you. I'm not going to hint you. I'm not going to help you. I hate your guts. I want you gone. There's no way I'd help you. Because once you're in jail, there's no more peeping. There's no more hacking. There's no more pestering. There's no more icking your delusion all over me. There's no more of your mental illness so thick it squirts out your ears and it stinks. You smell bad. That's one thing when people are mentally ill. It's another thing when that's hurting other people. And it is. It is. I don't like you, Charles. I don't like you. How many different ways do I need to say it? I don't like you. Leave me alone. You have 40 police officers that tell me everything you're trying to do to me. You don't like that? It's really hard to tell, sir. You're provoking. When you ignore my rights and wishes, I have the right to my privacy in my house. Get out of my home. I have the right to privacy in my computer and my phone. Get the fuck out of it. I have the right to not be contacted by a man I don't like. Quit lying to yourself. You are no different than him.
Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's what I do.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop.
She's so much nicer than me. God bless you, but leave me alone. But she did still have to move. So that didn't even work. What works? We call you all kinds of names? What combination of words do I need to say to make you go away? What combination of words do I need to say for you to understand I do not like you? The bullshit in your mind, the bullshit you tell yourself is from the pit of hell, and you need to stop lying to yourself. You're embarrassing your kids. You're embarrassing your family. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing mine. Everybody's sick and tired of you, sir. Everybody, listen to the words I'm saying. We are all tired of you. Everyone is sick and tired of you. You do not have the right to impose and burden us with your bullshit. You don't. So when you impose and burden with your bullshit, you have 40 police officers that don't. That get busy working. And then we find out what you're trying to do next, what you're saying next, what you're, you call my parents. Who are these police officers helping her? They don't know. Why would you think they would know? I haven't been close to my parents in forever. Why would I tell them anything? You're not getting any information, are you? Because they don't know. And people who do know aren't going to tell you. Didn't you guys just make phone calls? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you guys? And I think one of the guys, I know at least, I heard the recording of it. He said, I would think that there are probably people leaking because people don't like you guys. They don't like what they're doing to her. They like her. She's nice. She's not doing anything illegal. She's not doing anything wrong. She's sick and tired of being voyeur raped. There's nothing wrong with that. She's sick and tired of watching a police officer sit in jail for something they did. There's nothing wrong with that. People like her. So I can imagine they're talking and they're not going to tell you anything. Dead lucky, framed Mike, almost dead Mike, almost dead me. So they're not going to help you. Why would they? They're not going to end up like them. You're just a threat. Everybody wants gone. You're just a bother. You're just a burden and in a position everybody wants gone. You cause emotions of fear and sadness and grieving and annoying. You're annoying. You're a bizarre bore. You're annoying. You're a menace. You're bothering. You're a threat. You're a danger. We all want gone. My guys would have had you in jail a long time ago if they weren't after some of the other people helping you. Do you understand me? We don't want you here. Get out. You have a wife and kids and an elected position in Lubbock, Texas. Go to Lubbock, Texas. See your constituents. Get busy with your family. Get busy with your accounting firm and leave me alone. I'm not in love with you. I'm not in love with you. You disgust me. I feel nothing for you, Mr. Perry, but deep, deep, deep disgust. You repulse me. There's nothing there. You look like foolish, like this weirdo here.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! Stop stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's what I do.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What-
Please leave me alone. Please stop following.
How many of my podcasts sound like that? Where I'm trying to do a podcast, Mr. Perry interferes or butts in, and I'm screaming just like she. Please leave me alone. Please get out of my life. Please get out of my phone. Please get out of my computer. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. What part of that don't you understand? Why don't you have any dignity and class and leave me alone? I don't have feelings for you except disgust. You absolutely disgust me to my core. What does that say? I don't have any political vendetta. I don't want to be a scandal. What I want for you to do is leave me the fuck alone. Then you don't need a cover-up. Then you don't need to buy $25 million lie that you didn't get anyway because you're making everybody mad and we're all sick and tired of you. So this week, other than calling all over the place, going, is it you? Is it you? Can you help us? Can you tell us who this is? Who can do something like this? Who can, where she's, and the guy says, look, I think you might probably have leaks. I think that's a big part of it. I think everybody's sick and tired of your offensive conduct. The reason it's illegal is because you are offending everybody else, Mr. Perry. Go be with your wife, Jackie. I'm not your wife. Don't lie to yourself anymore. You repulse me. I left. I moved twice. That's not illegal, sir. That's not illegal to reject somebody you don't like. What's illegal is when you continue to force yourself on that person. Now you're stalking. Stalking is a crime in all 50 states. People are that disgusted with you. In all 50 states, thousands of people got together and made what you're doing a crime. In all 50 states, you are disgusting everybody that much. Stop. You can't control yourself and you have a low IQ. Now go read about criminologists and what they have to say about people who have no self-control and a low IQ. No executive functioning skills. How embarrassing for you. You are embarrassing me. You're embarrassing your family. Why is your family not important enough to you that you will behave yourself in a dignified, respectable way and stop forcing yourself on a woman who cannot stand you? Don't sit around and lie to yourself anymore. I don't like you. When somebody sues you to get a protective order, that means they don't like you. I don't like you. I said it to Mr. Quinn Sullivan in 2014. I didn't even live in Lubbock at this point. You were butting into me and Fabian, and I was pissed off. You are making unwanted contact after I left, and I was pissed off. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. How stupid are you that you don't know what that means? Leave me alone. So you guys make all these phone calls, and you badmouthed me, and you pissed off the wrong people. Sometimes you're saying something to somebody that knows better. So when you sit on the phone and you sit there and lie, all you do is make them mad. And the guy said people like her. They don't like him. He's a monster. He's hurting everybody. He's hurting her. He's hurting everybody. He's the threat. So they are probably talking. And you're not going to get any information on who that might be. Because once you start divulging that information, you're going to put her in danger. Everybody likes her. They don't like him. He's a monster. He's an asshole. Everybody's sick and tired of watching the hardship and the suffering and the bothering and the tormenting and the torture and the bothering and the hardship and the tormenting and the bothering and the tormenting and the bothering. And he never shuts up. And you were not asked what you think, were you, Connie Curry? Nobody asked you what you think, did they? What is wrong with you? Please stop contacting me. Please stop contacting me. Please leave me alone. Why would you impose that way on another woman who doesn't like you? Why would you do that? What is wrong with you that you cannot control yourself? You need a fucking butterfly net is what. So this thing, this started here with the McNamara email in October 2015. Mr. Powell clearly cannot read. Mr. Powell, you need to read this email. Read it again and again. However many times you got to read it so that you get it. It says he's threatening me with a false arrest. He's trying to isolate me. He's trying to gaslight me. He wants to convince me that I like him because he knows I don't. Guess what? Nobody tells me what I think. Very, very strong. I know exactly what I think. The gaslighting thing just pisses me off. It just makes me mad. You're not going to change what I think or what I want or how I feel. I don't feel anything but disgust for Charles Perry. Nothing but disgust for Charles Perry. He's bullshitting himself all day. And he looks ridiculous. And he's embarrassing his own family. And we're all sick of you. How many times do I got to repeat the same thing? Okay, so we get this last night, or actually over probably the last 24 to 48 hours. There's a lot of phone calls. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And I think one guy said, look, and listen, I can tell you there's leaks. They like her. She's nice. She's a normal person. She's just trying to get away from this guy. And he's just not getting it. He's just mentally slow and he's not getting it. Leave me alone. Anybody should know that. At your age, you ought to know that. Judge Irick said, it goes without saying. I shouldn't have to tell you this, Mr. Perry. Don't contact her. How old are you? 3? I mean, come on, act your age. Have some dignity. You're an elected official. Act with some dignity. They call it dignitary for a reason. I grew up in the home of an elected official. I know how you're supposed to act, sir. It's not what you're doing. You don't have any control. You don't have any power. Mr. Powell's going around saying that arrest was legal. No, sir, it wasn't. I don't know what planet you live on, but you're pissing people off when you say that, just so you know. In the state of Oklahoma, when you file a malicious prosecution lawsuit, one of the criteria is that the charges had to be dismissed in favor of the person that the charges were against. You've got some problems, Mr. Powell, with grasping reality. So the charges that you filed against me, Mr. Powell, were filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job. First of all, I didn't live in Texas. Mr. Perry didn't legislate anything for me. I'd been gone for a year, 2 years. I left in November 2013. I left Lubbock to get away from a weirdo. Just like the TikTok guy. Stalker. I feel bad for that little girl. She's so young to be going through this same thing. She's so young. And it's hard for me. And I'm mature and I'm able to handle and I have help. I have a lot of help. Mr. Powell, you need to read these. Because guess what the guys in Manfred said, Mr. Powell? You know how many times I've pulled up behind a woman's home that isn't my wife? Never, because it's weirdo. This is nothing about politics, Mr. Powell. You're pissing people off in the shit you say. You're making them mad. You're not changing any minds. You're just making people mad. You're insulting their intelligence, sir. You guys like that? You like insulting people's intelligence? It seems like you do, because you lie. And you lie. And you lie. And the question has already been asked. When Mr. Perry went into a court of law and asserted that a false police report had been filed, and second, that it was over a political vendetta, and there's no evidence of a political vendetta. She has no motive to give a shit about him. He's a little bitty nothing. Look at her history in politics. She grew up in it. I did federal legislation, not state. I didn't do anything in Texas. Everybody in Texas that I represented was just as conservative as you. Everybody was. In Lubbock, Charles, shut up! I didn't ask you what you think. Where is the political vendetta? Did you imagine it or did you lie? Because I'm very vocal and I'm very outspoken and I don't give a shit what you think or who you are. I don't. I've been around. Listen, I've had screaming matches with the chief of staff of a United States senator. You think I give a fuck who you are? Nope, I don't. You don't matter. You don't matter, sir. Get off your high horse, Mr. Grandiose serial killer thinking weirdo. Tell yourself the truth. Where's the evidence of a political vendetta? This is in 2011, Mr. Powell. He's coming up behind my house. He's showing up at restaurants where I didn't invite him to go. How did he even know I left my house? How do you know I was even gone? Mr. Perry, shut up. He types in my computer when I'm trying to do this. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You shouldn't know what I'm doing right now, should you? I don't give a shit about your politics. You're a nothing. You're a nothing. To me, I had a lot of connections. I still do, sir. How do you think we get all this information that I know what Mr. Powell's saying? The lie he's telling. The slander. He is to cease and desist right now. I know people that you don't know and you can't get to it. McNamara email. Michael's drugged email. I'm going to take her car away email. Like every day. He wants to take my car. You are a nothing. The Fabian puzzle. Who could get that to me in jail? That's who you're dealing with. People that have that kind of power. And you're just some little podunk nothing. What the hell difference do you make? I didn't do Texas legislation. I didn't do it. I think you're confused as to your legislative duties, sir. I think you're very delusional. And you don't even know. I think you don't know what your legislative duties are. I think you don't know how to tell the difference between fact and fiction anymore. I think you've lied to yourself that much. You don't know the truth anymore. But everybody wants to know. When you went into court and you said that, and you knew there hadn't even been an investigation yet to determine whether that police report was true or false, because you obstructed justice, and I lost all my evidence, by the way. Mr. Powell, you did not preserve anything. Not my blood and hair to determine whether or not I was poisoned, who poisoned me, what poisoned, how much, who, what, when, how, where. You did, there's no, the videotape of the night that things escalated so bad that led to me to go ahead and file that police report. According to the law, you have to do that, sir. You didn't preserve that video, did you? You let me sit in jail for 2 months. You put my son through that too, by the way, not just me. You failed to preserve any evidence at all, which indicates, sir, you had no intention of ever going to trial. Ever. That is illegal incarceration. Don't ever again call anybody at all and tell them that was not a false arrest. How dare you? Everybody's sick and tired of you lying. You're insulting people's intelligence. But if you want to find that out the hard way, you be my guest. But we found that out because you want to find out the hard way. You're insulting everybody, sir. So, those guys in Manford are, you know how many times I pulled up behind the house of a woman who isn't my wife? Never. It's weirdo. You know how many times, and watched her in her backyard? You know how many times I've gone to a restaurant to spy on my wife? Or a woman, he said, a woman is not my wife, or even my wife? Never, because it's weirdo. You know how many times I've sent my secretary to spy on a woman that's not my wife? Catherine? Or even my wife? Never, because it's weirdo. You know how many times I've texted somebody, even if they made a mistake, you have no control, you lose, you're stuck? Never, because it's weirdo. You know how many times I've texted a woman or somebody, let your life fade away? I can't promise this stalking will end without death and destruction. Never, because it's weirdo. That's what they said in Manford, those guys in Manford, that you hurt. That you hurt. 2 families this Christmas with no dad, thanks to you. And we're pissed. So, when you contact me, when you harass me, when you bother me, sir, that's coercion. You will be charged. I don't care who you think you paid off. If you're making phone calls trying to find out who told me, and you're asking me who told on me, then I think you know good and well you didn't get to everybody. Yep, $25 million cover up. That was a fail, wasn't it? You can't get a date. You don't know how to get women to like you. It's not peeping. It's not pestering. It's not harassment. It's not starvation, torture, and torment of women and children. That's not how you get women to like you. How could you not know that? You're an old guy. You're an old fart, aren't you? Mr. Powell, don't you ever again lie about me. Don't. You guys made your phone calls and you badmouthed me and you pissed some people off. Because they know better. They know better. See, sometimes this stuff you guys do backfires. And then I find out about it. You guys all, oh, how'd she know? How'd she find out? How'd she know? People that have the power to get that to me in jail. It's not some random name. It's Fabian's name, intersecting with the word hope. Charles is depicted by the word me. He's butting in. He's a butt-in wannabe and nothing more. He's never the wanted one. He's just the wannabe. And then Boo is a private joke between one of my the cop friends, and these cops, they're friends of mine. I've known a lot longer than I've known Charles Perry. A lot longer. So I would know he did this. And it also depicts the fear and the sadness Charles is causing. Intentionally. Maliciously. So, for it to be at that time in my life, not some random time, at that moment, the illegal incarceration you guys caused, the pain and the suffering and the sadness and the fear you caused. Charles, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. Nobody asked you. This is not just some random name. These aren't just some random words. These, of all the words in the English language, not just in the same book, not just on the same page, but arranged just like that for me. Who has that kind of power, Mr. Powell? That's who you're pissing off. People that have that kind of power. Every time you make a bunch of phone calls and you badmouth me and you lie. Charles, every time you contact me in any form at all, every minute you peep and hack and bother and bother and bother and pester and pester and pester and impose and burden and ick and rape. You're raping me, sir, with this voyeurism. I've asked you to cut it out. Respect my rights and wishes, you antisocial, disordered Looney Tune. You need to control yourself and get off me and stop contacting me. I hate it. Listen to the words I'm saying. I hate hearing from you. You're a burden. You're imposing. Stop. You're breaking the law. Stop. Stop all forms, Mr. Perry, of all contact. Because the guys that got me that, they do respect my rights and wishes, and they go at you. Don't say you don't like getting caught, because it looks to me like you do. You like getting told on. Because if you didn't like getting told on, you would not harass me. You would not contact me. You would not invade my privacy. You would not provoke these guys. We all want this wrapped up. So they get to work. They drop everything else they're doing and they go at you hard. They start making phone calls too. They start making phone calls too. And they're better at what they do than you are at what you do. First time in your life you've been caught. Because you've been weirdo all your life. You've been a criminal all your life. An alleged criminal all your life. But this time when you go at me, that's when you started getting caught. And you don't get that. You're very slow. When you started going at me, Mr. Powell, Mr. Perry, Mr. Roberson, Mr. Chadwick, Mr. Burson, that's when you guys started getting caught. And you cannot put that together in your heads, even still, can you? So irritating that you can't figure that out. There's a cause and effect. When you mess with me, you start getting caught on stuff you hid. $25 million didn't cover up shit. What did it cover up, Mr. Perry? I want a list of people you think you fooled. I want a list of what you think you covered up. You're a rejected fail. I don't like you. Write it down. I'm tired of repeating myself. When you piss me off, you piss the guys off that got me this. Because they know what I want. It's not you. It'll never be you. You're a job, sir. That's it. You're just a job. You're just an imposition. You're just a burden. You're just pathetic. You're just a nothing. And you're bothering me and I don't like it. Get off me. Quit contacting me right now. Stop. Stop imposing. Stop butting in. Stop bothering. Nobody asked you what you think. I will not talk to you. I will not. I don't want to hear it. Same as that girl said. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear your voice. I don't want to hear from you. I want you to get the fuck out of my life and never bother me again. You can call everybody you want to call. I'm not even going to get into right now how that has benefited me. It would blow your mind. It would blow your mind how much it has benefited me that you get on the phone and you start calling around and y'all start bad mouthing me and you start wanting to know who told. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Right now, you have no idea how that has translated into a benefit and a win for me. And I'm not going to tell you. Not right now. You pissed those people off. You pissed me off, Mr. Perry. I don't like you. You're pissing me off, Mr. Perry. I don't want to hear from you. You're an imposition. You're just a wannabe. You're just a butt-in. You're nothing. Not to me. If you're something important in Lubbock, then go be important in Lubbock and don't bother me again. Don't. Now, Mr. Powell, you need to learn how to read, sir. The law requires that I file a police report, Mr. Powell. Doesn't it? I got dinged for it here. Didn't do it. I got my thing denied here. Yep, okay. So in the state of Oklahoma, when there's arrest and the charges are dismissed in the favor of the person that was falsely arrested, it's malicious prosecution, sir. And you did that. You filed that. Don't you again go around making phone calls saying her arrest wasn't false. Where's the blood evidence, sir, to show that I was not poisoned? Where's the video, sir, to show that Mr. Roberson was not harassing me at work and got tossed out that night? Where's the video? Your job as the prosecutor is, by law, to preserve all evidence. I preserved the text. You did not. So once you can answer those questions, and where is the political vendetta? Where's the evidence of it? Mr. Perry can't pass any law at all by himself. Lubbock, Texas is 86% far right-wing Republican. Even if he's replaced, he's going to be replaced by someone who believes exactly like him. I said over and over, he's doing things that constitute stalking. This is not part of the legislative duties. Mr. Powell, we're about to go to court, sir. You fucked that up for me. Again, you're going to pay for it. When we get these things that you guys just said, that's part of what's happening. You're paying for it already. And you can't put that together in your heads. We're just like, wow, oh my God, the stupid is giving us a headache. That's your paying for. You paid out $25 million and you don't have a cover-up. I keep finding out what you're trying to do. I keep finding out and keep getting told on. You're getting told on over and over and over and over. Are you not? And you keep making all these phone calls. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Can you give me an information? Can you tell me anything? And badmouth me? And you're badmouthing me, like I said, to people who know better. And that backfired on you. All she did is piss people off. You have no idea. You were told. People like her. She's nice. She's not doing anything wrong. She's pissed that she's the victim of a crime. Anybody would be. Look at the TikTok girl. She's pissed. Does she sound happy? Nope. She sounds pissed off, doesn't she? When you're the victim of a crime and you're losing something that the law is intending to protect, like your privacy, your peace, your money, whatever it is that the laws are there to protect, and somebody else is taking it from you, it's going to piss you off. Somebody broke into your house, Mr. Powell, and you got arrested because you called the cops. Wouldn't that piss you off? I think it would. And then somebody called and lied about you. You're trying to cover up attempted murder, and everybody knows it. Then you did the same thing with Lucky and Mike, and everybody knows it. And everybody's pissed at you, not me. So yeah, you got leaks, and nobody's going to tell you a fucking thing. We all want you gone. Nobody's helping you. You can make all the phone calls you want. You tell me when somebody's giving you information. You tell me. I'd love to see that. I think that's funny as fuck that you think somebody's going to help you. We want you gone. We want you stopped. When you get recorded, you're paying for the thing you just did. That you couldn't control yourself. And you knew the law and you broke it and you did it anyway. You're already paying for it. Charles, I don't want to hear from you. Shut up. Charles, I don't want to hear from you. Shut up. I don't want to hear your voice. I don't want to hear from you. I don't like you. You disgust me. Write it down. I'm tired of repeating myself. Everybody's sick and tired of y'all. Please stop. Thank you. Mr. Powell, do not lie about me again. Do not lie about me again. That's another lawsuit. You're trying to do another false arrest. We all get it. It's duly noted for the record. It has been. You tried to get me on drug trafficking. You tried to get me on prostitution. You tried to get me on some sort of jewelry scam. We all know it. Nick, you tried to get me on, claim you're being harassed every time you get told on. Duly noted for the record. Mr. Powell, do not slander me again. Do not pick up the phone and call one more person and lie. Do not do it. You will be sued. And you might be charged. Because the guys that help me, they're very good at what they do, in case you missed that. Because you're seeing things you've not ever seen before. Leave me the fuck alone.